2009 New Mexico Repeal Day. We are here. Thank you so much. We are here. My name is Viki Elkey. I'm the Executive Director of the New Mexico Coalition to Repeal the Death Penalty. We are very excited to be here this year. Thank you. The coalition represents over 140 organizations. Those include faith organizations, civic organizations, as well as nonprofit advocacy organizations. We also have close to 4,000 members. Of course, that grows all the time because we don't charge anybody to become a member. All you have to do is say, I'm a member. We're here this year because 2009 is the year to repeal the death penalty in New Mexico. It's time to put victims' families first, which is the slogan of our campaign, and to return the focus back onto the victims instead of the murderer. We are here to ask our senators and representatives in the Roundhouse to support repeal. 64% of New Mexicans support repealing the death penalty, replacing it with life without parole, and providing restitution to victims' families. We're going to start things off. Our representative, Gail Chasey, who is carrying this legislation as she has for so many years. Fortunately, we can't get her off the floor because she's out there busy debating one of our bills in just a minute for our crime victims. But we do have Representative Mo Maestas, who has also been a co-sponsor since he's been in Santa Fe, as well as a great supporter of repeal. Representative Antonio Mo Maestas.
Thank you very much. Thank you all very much for being here today in the Roundhouse. This bill will be debated sooner or later this week. And I'm going to have to run back downstairs to vote on things, but I'll try to grab a few more members. My name is Antonio Maestas. I represent a portion of West Albuquerque, and I was a prosecutor in Bernalillo County for 5 years prosecuting domestic violence cases. We've been told that it's a deterrent. We now know that's a lie. We've been told that it's too expensive to keep someone in jail the rest of their lives. We now know that's a lie. It costs more money to seek the death penalty than life without the possibility of parole. And the point that I'm going to make on the floor, because there's going to be a lot of talk about victims, it is the state of New Mexico versus the defendant. It is not the victim. The government of the state of New Mexico should not participate in state-sponsored revenge. But we need to repeal this for moral reasons, for good government reasons, and for fiscal responsibility reasons. The state of New Mexico has sought 211 death penalties and only succeeded one time, and that person fired his lawyers, left all of his appeals on the table and wanted to die. All of the persons who have sought appeals in this state, we have been successful in ending their lives 0 times. This bill makes no sense whatsoever. It is political pandering, and in this fiscal crisis, we need to have those prosecutors prosecute the 200 violent offenders that they forego every time they seek the death penalty. We need to bring balance and equilibrium to the system, and we need to heal this state with the victims of crime and the perpetrator of crime. Do the right thing, give them life without the possibility of parole, and with your help, we will get it done through the House this week. Thank you very, very much. I love you guys.
The next person I'm going to ask to join us is Michelle Giger. Michelle Giger is with the Murdered Victims Families for Reconciliation, and Michelle lost her father to murder.
My name is Michelle Giger. I'm a co-founder of the New Mexico chapter of Murder Victims Families for Reconciliation. MVFR is a national organization with local chapters around the country, including a very strong group right here in New Mexico. Each of us has lost a loved one to murder. Every one of us opposes the death penalty. I first want to say how great it is to see all of you out here today supporting putting victims' families first by repealing the death penalty in New Mexico. In 1984, when he was just 50 years old, my father was brutally murdered by a drifter at the business he and my parents owned in Santa Rosa, New Mexico. The hollow point bullets exploded in his body, following the shooters, shooting him at close range with a .357 Magnum. After 5 days in agony, my dad died, leaving behind a wife and 4 children. He was a good person, a respected member of his community, and a dedicated husband and father. Because his life was cut short, he did not have the opportunity to see his 3 sons grow up, nor did he get to know 5 of his 6 grandchildren. With this in my background, you might ask, why would I oppose the death penalty? It's a good question, and I'd like to answer it. A protracted capital trial with endless appeals forces surviving family members to relive the grisly details of the murder over and over and over, sometimes for years. It makes us think repeatedly about the violent way our loved ones died, instead of letting us remember them as they lived. It gives us false hope about closure, instead of letting us begin to heal and rebuild our lives. Let's get out of the business of state-sponsored murder. Let's stop wasting our shrinking resources trying to kill killers. Let's redirect that money to victims' family services. Let's put families first. Please encourage your legislators to support House Bill 285 to repeal the death penalty and replace it with life without parole. Thank you.